Let's talk about one of the worst movies this year. So Pitch Perfect 3 is the third film in the Pitch Perfect series and now making it the Pitch Perfect trilogy. And in it, the Bellas are separated, they're out of college, they're trying to move along with their lives, and they get the opportunity to come together and perform as a group once again in front of the army. And to be completely honest, when I left the movie theater tonight, I was shaken and I was extremely angry. But since this is a review, let's get to some positives first. Number one, the music, like with all the other Pitch Perfect movies, it's fun, it makes you tap your foot, it's enjoyable to watch, it's just overall well filmed and well put together. Also, Anna Kendrick as Becca. Anna Kendrick in all of these Pitch Perfect movies has proven to be the best part. Her story is what matters, and her story in here, in this movie, every portion to do with her, it is the best part of the movie in my opinion. And that brings me right to my negatives, and this has more to do with Pitch Perfect 2 and Pitch Perfect 3, because I never really understood why the Bellas, why acapella, and all this stuff has to come back, and why we couldn't just focus on the character of Becca herself. If you keep the first Pitch Perfect movie the way it is, and then you squish what Becca had to go through in Pitch Perfect 2 and Pitch Perfect 3 together and get rid of all the Bella and acapella nonsense, you'd have a pretty good 2-movie arc. But as it stands, we got the really sloppy and choppy mess that is Pitch Perfect 2 and especially now Pitch Perfect 3. The dialogue is all over the place. Every character except for Becca is a complete cartoon, and it was very obvious they were trying to make a parody of a James Bond film or something, and although that could have been funny, this whole thing just falls on its face. And yes, a lot of the same humor with Fat Amy or the crazy Asian girl or the new Spanish girl into the group, all of that same kind of humor is in here. And I don't know if it was just me, but a lot of the humor that was in Pitch Perfect 2 and the first Pitch Perfect film, it landed and I had a good time. In Pitch Perfect 3, none of the humor that they attempted laughed. In fact, I don't think a single person in my auditorium laughed at anything. And the thing I cannot stand about Pitch Perfect 3 is the misogynistic undertones that this film has. This film isn't like the other Pitch Perfect movies where you feel like it's a girl empowerment thing into where these women are so beautiful and graceful because they can make it on their own. They strive for their own goals. Here's the thing, besides Becca, it seems to me like every single other girl in this film, Fat Amy, Chloe, Aubrey, every single one of them, they seem to be boy crazy, and whenever a boy would step into the picture or somebody in a uniform, they would get ditzy, and it's like the creators made them stupid. And when the dialogue in these scenes hit, I would just turn to the person next to me and I would say, you know, it's really interesting because I didn't think we would ever reach the point where women in their middle to late 20s would start acting like they were in kindergarten. Funny enough, the person I was talking to was a woman in her middle to late 20s, and she agreed with me. Also, the costumes that are chosen in this movie. For the most part, every costume that is chosen for the musical numbers or otherwise, for the women in particular, are the most sexualized and sexy looking outfits that you can imagine. And in fact, there is a line given by Fat Amy during the course of the film that they should get tarted up, and it is later revealed in translation that that means they should look slutty. You know, I really thought we had gotten past this point. We're in such a progressive society that it pains me, it horrifies me, and it disgusts me that I had to sit down and watch a movie like this. I really don't know how we got to this point, but it really makes me sad. You know what you need to know. If you've enjoyed the Pitch Perfect series, more than likely you're going to enjoy this movie. Although maybe not, because I enjoy the Pitch Perfect movies. I hated this one. The music is fantastic. Anna Kendrick as Becca and her story are the best parts of the movie, as always. And the rest of the movie is misogynistic, horribly acted, horrendously written, and it's one of the worst films of this year. And I don't recommend anybody going to see it. So Pitch Perfect 3... stay in your shorts. And as always, it is what you say that matters. So have you seen Pitch Perfect 3? And what did you think of it? Did you enjoy it more than I did? And did you hate it just as much as I did? Whatever may be on your mind, leave it down below so we can get a conversation started. And if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right there and subscribe and become part of the fray of nerds who love cinema. You all have a fantastic day.